ones. I hope you all can hear me. I just wanted to come briefly. I'm sitting at home. I'm getting ready to take my son to the pool. He loves going to the pool. But I wanted to come and do this quick video before I left. Before I left, I thought about this. And it's very important when you're dealing with people. Because chosen ones, we have a tendency to always apologize for the wrong we did not do. So the message is stop apologizing for the wrong you didn't do. Some of you apologize for any little thing, not just with people, the wrong you didn't do. Some of you all apologize just for no reason. You could be standing in line and someone could drop something and you're behind them and you pick it up and you'll just say, I'm sorry, because you're so used to apologizing, over apologizing. We have to stop doing that as chosen ones, because people expect that. They expect for you, not just the strangers, just the people who are in close proximity to you, who are abusing you, right? Yes, they expect for you, they put that guilt on you to always apologize as if you done something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, and you know you didn't do anything wrong. So you're trying to figure out whether or not you should apologize. Now, one thing I know about the chosen ones, we don't have this issue. If one thing, we apologize too much, but we have to learn to stop apologizing when we did not do anything wrong. We have a tendency to apologize for things we didn't do. Somebody stopped talking to you and you don't know the reason they stopped talking to you, so you want to apologize. And they didn't communicate. They didn't tell you what you did wrong, right? They didn't explain to you, because normally if we harm someone, if we do somebody harm, we can't sleep. We're going to be convicted. As a chosen one, we're going to be convicted. God is going to convict us. He's going to show us what we did wrong. And then we're going to apologize for our wrongdoing. But what I'm talking about is don't, stop apologizing for someone else abusing you. They did it to you. You don't need to apologize for that. You don't need to apologize for that. Good morning, Kendra. You don't need to apologize. We have to stop this foolishness as if we did something to someone. No, you didn't do anything to them, honey. You didn't hurt them. They hurt themselves, and they want to project that foolishness on you. We have to stop this. For so long, we've taken on other people's burdens. We've taken on other people's stress and projection and all that stuff they put on us, and we take it as if it's our own stuff. That's not our stuff, baby. Give them back their stuff. Give them back their stuff. That's their stuff. It's their stuff. That's what I want to come tell you all. We have to stop that. And I used to be that way. I used to overly apologize. I could be passing by someone, and they fall out the chair. Look, I could be passing by someone, and they accidentally fall, and I'm apologizing for them falling. That's your problem. You're clumsy. You're clumsy. You need to watch where you're sitting. That's not my problem. But see, what happens is when you've experienced any form of abuse, you pick up these traits, you pick up these unknowing traits that you don't really pay attention to, because you never sat down to reflect. You never sat down to reflect to see yourself and your behavior. So you continue on doing certain things that becomes your norm. I had to stop a lot of foolishness. I had to stop a lot of foolishness that wasn't serving me well. And the only way I was able to stop the foolishness is to take time to reflect, to start journaling and questioning my own behavior. Question why I do this. Question why I do that. Question why I, did certain things. And it all came from a place of brokenness. The things that I didn't like about myself came from a place of brokenness and a place of trying to please people. And I stopped that foolishness. Listen, when people used to you doing certain things, and you stop, oh, they gonna ask what's wrong with you. They think something wrong with you because you're normal. You being the way you used to be, you're not that way anymore. You overly caring. You making sure everything, fall into place. You taking care of everything. People don't appreciate you till you leave. You hear me? People don't appreciate all the good that you were doing. Because the good that you were doing was your normal. And sometimes people get so selfish and they make it seem like you're not contributing anything to their life. It's like they get a little indignant, like when you stop doing what you were doing. And then they forget that you're the one keeping things afloat. You're the reason they could function how they function. Yes, people forget. Easily forget. And it's like, on to the next. Look, it's like on to the next. And then they realize what you were doing. Yes, you probably can find somebody else to do it. You surely can. You can find somebody else to do it. But they ain't going to do it like you. They're not going to do it in peace and love and care and genuine concern and love and trying to make sure everything is functioning right. They're not going to do it like that. And that's okay. This is when you get to this point where you have to make somebody try to appreciate you. You have to make people see your value. It's time for you to go, baby. Because Ray Charles could see. Look, Ray Charles could see if what you got is good. Ray Charles could see that. Yes. People expect for you to always be there to. When I tell you, in this season of my life, I'm not doing a lot of things no more. I'm not doing a lot of things. It may seem selfish, but in this particular season, I can't continue to do the things that I've been doing. I can't continue behaving and tolerating things I've been tolerating with people. It's asinine to keep doing this foolishness. And people wonder why they got mental health issues. Let me tell you why you got mental health issues. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. That's why you going crazy. That's why you're on antidepressants. That's why you taking medicine for depression. Because of people. Pull back. Stop doing what you're doing for people and see if they'll do it for you. That's what you do. You stop doing and giving and being there and making sure. Stop doing all of that for people. Don't make no announcement. Just stop. And you see how many people are going to reach out to you and see if you need something. How many people are going to go out of their way, how you've been going out of your way for them. See how many people are going to make sure you okay. You making sure everybody else is okay. See how many people are going to celebrate you. See how many people are going to go, you don't did something great. They don't did something great. You going out of your way to celebrate. See how many people are going to do that for you. Just pay attention. Pull it back. I don't know where we get that we got to run ourselves raggedy. Like the old folks used to say. The old folks used to say, you run me raggedy. Ragged. Look, the old folks say, you ain't gonna run me ragged. Yes, run you ragged. Where do we get this from? We have to stop this stuff. You're not obligated to do anything for anyone. If you do it out of the kindness and the goodness of your heart, not expecting anything in return. But you can't keep becoming the sacrifice for people so they can have them a good time and enjoy life. Yes. So they can enjoy life. No, let people miss you. See, people get too used to, sometimes people get too used to things and it becomes their normal and they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate the goodness. The one thing I can't stand is, listen, people can do anything. I said this before. People can do anything to me they want to. I can forgive people for almost anything. Any atrocity, murder, anything. Listen, I can forgive people. Yes, I can forgive them for so many things. But one thing I cannot tolerate is an ungrateful person. I cannot tolerate an ungrateful person. That's like committing a heinous crime to me. I was taught anything somebody do for you. This is how I was raised. My grandmother raised me this way. And I understand. And it's biblical too. It's biblical. I was taught anything somebody did for me, anything somebody did for me that they didn't have to do, or thought somebody thinking of me out of their, taking the time out their day to think about me, taking the time out of their, nowadays, let me tell y'all, if anybody think of you and there's no strings attached, because you got some people, they like to do stuff and strings attached. Some stuff you can't even take from people because, if you take it, something else is attached to that. Those things I deny, because I can feel when somebody wants something, right? I can feel when somebody wants something and they're doing something just to get something in return. I can feel that. I don't know if y'all can feel it, but I can feel it. I can feel when the giving is not genuine. You can know, when the giving is not the giving is genuine, because it's out of nowhere. It's out of the blue. You didn't expect that person to do that for you. You didn't expect them to do that. I remember a couple of years when I used to be a supervisor, right? And I started this out of the goodness of my heart. I didn't want any reward for it. And I didn't do it out of selfish gain. I did it because God led me to do it. And people watch you. I started a trend. I would buy all of my staff a gift. And it was probably just a little dollar gift, right? Look, it wasn't nothing big. It was like $1 gift, like a little dollar candle from Dollar Tree. Or I used to do this too. I used to wait until the sale I used to wait till the sale go on at what that place called? Bath and Body Works. They used to have that Christmas sale. So what I would do, I would buy the stuff when it go on sale. I would save it for the next year, right? I would keep it in my little container in my garage and save it for the next year. And I would give, the staff like a bottle of lotion, some body wash, or hand soap, something, and just to see and watch the look and the shock on the people's faces, that did something to me, because they did not expect it. They didn't expect for someone to buy everybody a gift. And it didn't cost me anything. That's something I like to do. I'm a giver. I think over the top like that sometimes. And people like, where's she going with all them gifts? They thought I was doing it for show or something. But no, I've always done that. I've always done that. I'm just that type of person, right? So my point was, they didn't expect it. They didn't expect it. And I didn't want anything in return. But they felt like, because I got them something and I thought of them, when my birthday came or when the new year came, have some of those people got me something, because I didn't have to do that, right? I didn't have to do that. I just did it out of the goodness of my heart. And they appreciated it, because they were like, some people like, nobody ever thought of me and bought me a gift. Nobody ever did this or that. Or Valentine's Day, I would get little bears, little dollar bears. It's all pagan. We shouldn't be doing it anyways, but it's just tradition. Um, um, But just the thought that counts, my point. It's just the thought. When you think of someone, if somebody's, because I'm a listener, if somebody say they like something, this one girl say she used to have a thing for owls. She used to like owls, one of my old staff members, team members. I ain't gonna say, because ain't nobody knows under me. They were team members. So I saw this little owl thing, and like you go to Ross and Marshalls, they have the little tables and stuff where they have different vases or different little trinkets and stuff. So I saw owls, and I got her a little owl thing because she said she liked owls. I listen to people. I listen to what they want. I pay attention. I've always been this way, right? Because if someone thought of me that way, I would appreciate it, right? But I didn't do it to get something in return. My point is, I'm always listening and making sure people's needs are met. Right? But people, sometimes people get used to that and they don't appreciate, they don't value it. So you have to hi Tracy. So so they don't value that. People don't value, sometimes, we have to learn in this world. Let me tell you something. We have to learn. Sometimes sometimes you think you're not of value because what you're trying to give to someone, the value you're trying to give to someone, they can't they don't have the capacity to receive what you're trying to give. And see, where we lose our minds, where we mess up, and where where we stop. What happened to us? Let me get my thoughts. What happened to us is, and I don't want y'all to stop being good just because the person who you want to be good to couldn't receive what you had to offer. Don't stop being a good person. Don't stop being who God made you from the inside because you were giving yourself to a person who couldn't hold what you had to offer. Who couldn't hold what you had to offer. Hey, Michelle, don't stop being good. Don't stop being a giver because you gave all your good stuff to a person who stepped and trampled all over it. No, no, don't stop doing that. What you do is you go heal yourself and you ask God to restore you. Ask him to give you and make you 10 times better than you were before. That's what you do. You do that. You don't let a person you don't let a person harm you and make you feel like you're nothing until you stop being who you were. No, you don't let a person make you or force you to stop being a good person. No, you just need to heal and see why, right? And see why you kept giving to a person who couldn't hold what you had to give. See why you kept giving to someone who wasn't capable. That's what you should be asking yourself. Not changing who you were. That's what we got to ask. Why did I keep giving to this person when they've shown me? When they've shown me that they can't hold or don't appreciate what I'm offering. That's what you have to ask yourself. That's exactly what you have to ask yourself. Like, why did I go on for this long knowing this person did not? And half of the time, let me tell you why you do it. Half of the times you do it because you don't know who you are. That's why I talk about healing. When you don't know who you are, you still have that people-pleasing spirit. You give until you deplete it. You give until you're depleted, until you don't have anything else to give. It's like you're drained. And you don't have any other choice but to just sit there and flop. Because you don't gave everything you could give. And you mad at the person, but you shouldn't be mad at them. Let me tell y'all something. Don't be mad at the person. You know who you have to be mad at? You got to look in the mirror. I'm going to be honest. How hard this is going to hurt. How hard this is going to hurt. You're going to have to look in the mirror and you're going to have to face yourself. You're going to have to take responsibility for that. Even in your ignorance, you're going to have to take the responsibility for that. And I know it's painful. I had to do it. Listen, I had to do it. So the pot is not calling the kettle black. Look in the mirror. You take the blame. Say, you know what? It was my fault. It was my fault. I should have stopped when. Listen, you should say it's your fault. I should have stopped way back when. But you didn't do it. So guess what? Lick your wounds and you move on. Lick your wounds. You go recharge. Go bandage up yourself. Listen, you know how when you fall and skin that knee, you get the little chair on your knee. You go. Let some air get on that little wound. No, you bandage it up a little bit. Okay, first you clean it off. You clean that little wound off. You clean it off. Let me tell you what we used to do. Clean it off. Pour some peroxide in there. Let that peroxide burn. Some people used to pour alcohol. No, I wasn't that tough. I wasn't about to pour no alcohol into my skin, my wound. Put some peroxide. You let that peroxide burn a little bit. You sit there. You make an ugly face. You cry. Whatever you got to do. You cry. Then after you cry, that peroxide burn, you blow it. I don't know what blowing did. You know, when you're young, you get down there trying to blow your knee, you know. You blow it. You let that thing air out, right? And you let that scab grow on there. That scab is part of healing. Don't go take that scab off now. Do not take the scab off the knee. If y'all get my analogy, let that air hit it so it can get a scab on there. Don't put no band. Don't try to cover it up. Don't bandage that knee up with no band-aids. Don't try to bandage that knee up with looking good and going to get cute outfits. No. Don't go get no new wig. You don't need a new wig. You let that wound heal. Let the air hit it. The air is you facing the truth. Go and get your journal and write down all your truths in that journal. That symbolizes the air. You let the air hit it. You let that wound get a scab on there so it can start healing. And you don't touch that. You don't touch that knee. You don't touch it. Put a little Neosporin on there. Little Neosporin. We say Neosporin. Put a little Neosporin. Okay. And then what else you put on there? I don't know what else y'all used to put. We used to put a little Neosporin. Then some other little, you know. Listen. Put it on there. Do not touch it. If it's itching, you just rub it. Don't try to go picking at the scab. And let that thing heal. You do what you gotta do. Do not put bandages on there. Put a little bit on there when you're taking a shower to keep it dry, but that's it. Don't go to digging at it. Don't go to picking at it. Let it heal. So you can move on. Listen, let it heal so you can move on. I know I'm sounding funny, but listen, you got to let it heal. Move on. You do the you know, one thing about that scab, you know it heals on the inside first. Or do it heal? Let me see. I think the healing takes place underneath first or on the top. Tell me y'all on the scabs when you got a wound. Yes, okay, no. It heals on the top first, I think. And then you got to let it heal underneath. That's why you can't pull at it. You let it heal underneath. As you know, when you get them little scabs, you pull at it and then it starts back bleeding. Because the top is healed, but now you got to do the spiritual work. Yes, now you got to do the spiritual work, which means you got to get down to the root of stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got to let it get. You can't just be picking at it. Let it. No. Let it heal. This is how you get over it. You know, we got to start doing the inner work. We got to stop giving people power over us and how we're going to be, how we're going to present in the world. That's what we got to do. We got to stop giving people power over us and how we're going to live our life out. What a person do to you, how a person treated you is more to do with them. Regardless of what they're saying, regardless of the lies they tell. You got to be so strong and confident in yourself. You got to heal to the point to where whatever they say about you, you heal. So when people see you, and you don't fit the lie, you're going to confuse some folks. You don't fit the lie that they told about you because you were doing the work on yourself. Guess who's going to look stupid now? Guess who's going to start looking crazy? Guess who's going to start looking crazy? They are. You're not bitter and nasty because you've done the work. And you can take and give your love to the next person. Give true, genuine love and not take it out on the next person because you've done the work on yourself. Nobody don't deserve to be taking and receiving somebody else's issues. Do the work on yourself. Don't get with nobody else. Don't date. Don't try to do nothing until you heal fully. It's okay to be by yourself. Some of y'all never been by yourself. You always had somebody. Always been in a relationship. You don't know you. Learn you. Do what stuff you like to do. That's the problem right there. Some of y'all never figured out and love and figured out what you like, what you don't like. You only know what somebody else like. You know more about somebody else than yourself. You know more about pleasing someone else than yourself. We learned that from our abuse in childhood. People pleasing. People pleasing. We know how to, oh, let me make grandma happy. Grandma like this. Oh, she like when you rub her feet. Mama like when you get her stuff. Mama this, mama that. You ain't no baby no more. You're not young. You can't be pleasing mama now. You got your own life. Let mama live her life. No. Look, let mama live her life. Yeah. Let mama live her life. You grown. You got to figure out what you like. What you don't like. Mama like gospel music. I like Christian gospel rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, find out what you like is my point. Mama grew up on trap music. I like rock. What do you like? Mama like R&B soul. I like country. Country RX. So no. This is what we got to do. Get to know us. Get to know you. What you like, what you don't like. This hair back here, it just don't want to do right. But that's what I wanted to come talk to you all about. Stop apologizing for stuff you didn't do to people. Don't be feeling guilty because somebody don't have the ability to communicate with you and they don't know how to express themselves, right? That's not your problem. They need to go do the work on them. They don't know how to express themselves. They don't know how to express their likes and dislikes. And if they do, they don't want to express it to you. So you got to stop apologizing for their lack of. I don't know where we get this from, where we have to pick up and be responsible for anybody, for someone else's brokenness. That's why I say healing is important, because chosen ones, we have this people-pleasing spirit. We have this people-pleasing spirit, and guess what? We try to make everything right with everybody. We try to be the peace everywhere we go. We try to keep everybody at peace, keep everybody on the same page, keep everybody flowing. Listen, you flow whatever you want. You want to skip a beat, you skip a beat. I'm not responsible for the flow anymore. I'm not responsible for things going smooth. I'm only responsible for me. If y'all got some chaos going on, y'all handle that. Don't put me in it. Don't bring that over here. My peace is, my peace is priority. Listen, you got to get yourself out of this foolishness. No, I'm no longer the peacemaker. Y'all don't want to be at peace with each other. That's y'all over there. Because y'all don't, sometimes, let me tell you something. I'm tell y'all something. People don't be wanting wise counsel. People don't be wanting wise counsel. People don't be wanting you to tell them what to do. Or I won't say tell them what to do, guide them to do the right thing. They don't want that. They don't want that. Hi, Rochelle. They want to be in chaos and confusion. That's all they know. People don't be wanting you to be at peace. They don't be wanting that. They don't be wanting that. They don't want that. They like, if it's not chaotic, they don't want to deal with you. Look, if things are not going on, if it's not chaos and confusion, they don't want to deal. They don't want to. They don't want to deal. They don't want peace. Thank you, Rochelle. They don't want peace, honey. Look, if it's dysfunctional, they gonna run to it. Like flies run into a dirty diaper. Like flies run into trash. They gonna run right to it. When it's peace, when it's peaceful, they looking at you like you got 5 heads. That's my favorite thing. They looking at you like, no, she too peaceful. And let me tell you something, women and men. If you always drawn to people who are chaotic and dysfunctional, their families are chaotic and dysfunctional, they are chaotic and dysfunctional. If that is your norm, you need to heal. You need to do a lot of work, because if that's your norm, that's all you want to be drawn to. So when somebody come in your life that's peaceful, that's loving and caring, that's not with all the drama, that's just like having fun and loving and learning, and that's a problem for you, you need to heal. And women, a lot, I heard some women say this before. And this is because you broken. I heard women say this: he's boring. If y'all say the man is boring, baby, you need to heal. You used to chaos and confusion. You used to getting your eye blacked and bruised and choked out. No, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. You used to fighting and, got mother-in-law drama, baby mama drama. That's not healthy. Family drama. No. I'll take boring and learning for 500, Alex. Give me boring. Give me the lane. I'll take the lane. If y'all want peace, you got to get the lane. Give me the what they call simp. Give me the simp. Give me the church boy. Give me the nerd. What else they call them? The ones who ain't got no swag. Give me the non-swag guy. Give me the non-swag for 500, Alex. Because all that other stuff is unnecessary. Comes with too much drama. Give me the one that got his pants jacked up. Look, give me the one that got his pants jacked up to under his chest. We'll pray about it. The Lord will deliver him. He'll deliver them pants and bring them down some. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my comedy coming out of me. Yes, jacked up girl under his neck, Kendra. Belt way up here. Listen, I'm just being funny, but you get my point. I don't need no swag. Hi, Jacqueline. Exactly. Look, Kendra, give me the one that got on some plaid pants and a cotton floral shirt that's long sleeve. I'll figure it out. We'll get them together. We'll dress them up. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to go there. But listen, I'm not going to edit this because that's just who I am. Listen, that's part of who I am. Look, it's bad when you crack yourself up. Rachelle's it all depends on what that means to you. A God-fearing man. We say that, but we got to specify. We all, a lot of women, we say that. Give me a God-fearing man. What does that mean? Specify that. Specify, because everybody said they God-fearing. Listen, show me somebody who got some fruit. I want to see fruit. You can say what you want to say out of your mouth. I want some fruit. I'm watching the fruit. Oh, yeah. So if you say not worldly, that's different. That's different. And not only that, you want to pray, you always want to pray that God send the person that he has for you. Right? Because one thing about God, he don't operate like the world. He don't operate like the world. He may send you somebody that don't even believe in God. And you do. But through you, he'll be brought to God and serve him the right way. Mm-hmm. It all depends. It all depends. But yeah, child, no swag. Need no swag. Keep your swag bag. Swag. No, you need somebody who's kind. You want somebody who's kind, because if that man is kind, he knows how to talk to you. Um, Kindness comes with a lot more characteristics, right? That's what you have to understand. Kindness comes with other characteristics. And it is so true. When a person is kind, you ain't got to worry about other stuff. You ain't have to worry about no character, because kindness, if he's kind, you got to worry about his character. Because that's part of being, having a good character if you're kind. Compassionate. If he's compassionate, kind, genuinely kind, understanding. Mm-hmm. But that's what I wanted to come talk to you all about. Hey, Rochelle, again. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. See? Yeah. Yeah. And half the times, we don't be knowing, because, you got to remember a lot of it. So that's why I say you got to, pray as God to guide you, because a lot of us, we didn't have our parents teaching us certain things. A lot of stuff we had to learn on our own. A lot of us didn't have parents showing and teaching us, how to choose a mate. We only went off their example of what they did, and how they did it, and it may not be the right way for you in this time. It may not be the right way. Yes, Rochelle, and that's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is. They'll see it in you. They'll see you for real about the God you say you serve. They'll see it. People see that light in you. And that don't mean you have to be perfect either. But they gonna know about your character and your fruit and how you move and do things. And that'll draw them to him. If he's meant for you, that'll draw him. But sometimes, see, people apply this to everything. That's why you have to pray for your spouse. You have to pray for God to send you the right person for you. Because if he see that in you, right? If he's your right person, he see that in you, he's going to come around. But if you married to a person who's opposite and opposed to the God in you, no matter how much you go to church, they're gonna be against you going to church. They're gonna be against your God. They're gonna hate everything you stand for. They're gonna make sure they let you know they don't believe in the God you serving. And you can be nice to them. I talked to a lady, and I'm gonna say this here. I'm gonna say this because somebody need to hear. I talked to a lady, but I can't say what happened behind closed doors. I don't know. That's one thing I've learned. I talked to a lady. And see, that's what I'm telling y'all. I talked to a lady, and I've known her for years. What she told me she experienced behind closed doors with her husband, and he sat on the pulpit at the church. I don't know if I wanted to believe it, but I don't think she'll lie to me. I don't think she'll lie to me. She told me that her husband didn't sleep in the bed with her for years. He slept on the floor because he didn't want to sleep with his wife. But yet they got up every day and went to church. And he stood up in that pulpit and she stood up in the front. Yes, she did. She told me that. It was some other stuff she told me. It was years ago. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That's why I say you never know what people going through behind closed doors. That's why God tell y'all not to covet. Y'all be seeing people talking about relationship goals. No, we ain't finna relationship goals, because I don't know what y'all got Mm-mm. You don't know what people got going on. What may look good on the outside, you don't know what they have going on behind closed doors. That's why y'all be shocked when some of these people, end up separated or end up, doing, when they end up doing something to their spouses, man or woman, you be shocked because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You be like, they seem like a happy couple. Their family seem like a regular family, a normal family. You don't know. That's why God tell y'all not to covet. I look at people online and I be like, that's good for them. I don't want nothing nobody else have. I learned when you've been living a while, especially when you had to grow up fast. When you had to grow up fast, you learn. You have more experience, more wisdom. You know better. You know better. Because people can make things look good on the outside. Everybody gonna show their best face. Especially on social media. People are going to show their best face. Put their best foot forward. Yes, they are. They're going to put their best foot forward. Exactly. Yes. I don't do that. I be content. When I learned, see, I'm glad I grew up with humble beginnings. I grew up, when I grew up being content with what I had because, see, my grandmother raised me. And if it wasn't for my grandmother, I probably would have ended up in foster care. So I gained the appreciation for my grandmother being there to take us in, my mom's kids. It was 4 of us at the time. Yes, Facebook ruined a lot of marriages, Rochelle. Oh, yes, you ain't got to tell me. You don't have to tell me. They surely did because people have direct access to you. People have no self-control. They have no self-control. Yes. Yep, Facebook. People got direct access to your spouse. They in people inboxes. You got people got whole relationships on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook have destroyed marriages. That's why you have to get people who have self-control. Like, and when you're married, there shouldn't be no, people say what they say about they don't check their spouse's Facebook, if you feel, no, it's not about not having trust. If you're married, it's called holding each other accountable. Because you give the enemy a foothold, trust me, he's going to take control. He's going to take control of it. And if a person don't want to be on one accord with you, if they feel like, and see, that's when you married the right person. If your spouse don't have a problem, if your spouse have a problem with you all becoming one and you don't hide anything, you're open. If they have a problem with that, that's not your person. If that's a standard you have where you believe that we shouldn't hide anything, everything should be free. I should be able to get your phone. He should be able to get your phone. If that's something you stand on, you got to remember that's not your person. If they don't want to do that, that's not your person. You can't make a person have the standards you have. And that's true too, Gloria. Yeah, that's true too. It's not and that's what I said. Facebook just gave people more access, direct access. Listen, every person that I know I've dealt with in the past, when I was, during my marriage, I blocked them on social media. I blocked them. One time before, early on, I can't say early on in the relationship that I was in. You don't understand the access and the temptation that is there. But once I start walking more spiritual and understand the spiritual things, no, you blocked. Blocked. Because that easy conversation could end up manifesting outside of Facebook. Especially if your spouse is not giving you any attention and that man in your inbox Trust me. Look, if he in your inbox and you just looking and you thirsty at home and your husband or wife not give you any attention, oh yeah, that Facebook gonna be the playground. The playground for destruction. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And you looking on there, and girls, they got their booties out and breast out, chest out. Men got their pecs out, abs, and you haven't put that flesh under submission. Oh yeah, you're gonna be right on the inbox too. You're gonna be right in there typing. Ooh, right in there. But those are the things you have to talk about in the beginning. See, what I think happened is, this is why I talk about healing, and you got to learn from your mistakes. You got to learn from your mistakes. This is why it's good to vet people. It's good to court. See, this world tell you to date, jump in the bed, and jump from one person to person. No, if you're dating to marry and the person's not looking to marry, that's not your person. That's not your person. If you're dating for marriage, you need to be dating people who are looking for the same thing. Yes, that's what you need to do. But see, we don't learn this stuff until later, until 2, 3, one relationship later, 2, one divorce later. You don't learn it because most people have gotten into relationships too early, before they figured out who they were, before they found out who they were. And then if you got into a relationship and the person don't know who they are, you don't know who you are. Like I said in one, y'all just got a romantic disaster. And then they're not willing to grow, because it could work. Just because you got in a relationship early don't mean that it can't work. But both parties have to be willing to grow. If you got one party want to grow and the other one don't want to grow, they don't see nothing wrong with them. Oh, that I'm gonna tell you now, y'all ain't gonna last. You're not going to last. Y'all got to be willing to grow together. Grow together. One person want to grow, the other want to stay back, stuck in the 1990s. Y'all are not going to be able to make it. You're not going to be able to make it. Nope. That's why you got to vet people. If you got a person and y'all got to get together and they want their privacy, they feel like their stuff is their stuff, your stuff is your stuff, and you don't feel that way, that means that that's not your person. If that's a deal breaker for you, that's not your person. See, what we do sometimes is we think we can get with people and they don't told us up front who they were. Person don't told you, this your fault now. They don't told you who they were, what they're not going to do, what they're not willing to do. But you'll get with the person thinking you're going to change them. You can't change a person who got their mind made up. You can't change a person who's showing you who they are. You cannot change a person who don't showed you 10,000 times that they can't be trustworthy. You can't see, and we do this out of, I don't know what we think. I don't know, we think we got something. I don't know. I don't know where we get this from. Dr. Maya Angelou said, when a person show you who they are, you better believe them. You better believe them. No, I'm not saying that people can't change, because people can change. I've changed. I know I've changed 100%. From where I used to be and everything I had to overcome to now, I don't even recognize myself. I don't recognize myself. I don't know. I just don't. And it came with educating myself, facing my truth. Listen, I had mama issues. I had to deal with this. I had dad issues. I had to deal with this. I was in an abusive relationship as a teenager. I had to deal with that. Like, I had to face this stuff and not run from it. Okay, this is why I got in this relationship. I didn't, you got to face yourself. Yes, you do. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. But once you come to realization and you face yourself and you do right and get yourself right, you can't fix nobody else. They have to do their own work. What we try to do is, as women, we try to fix people. You can't fix what you didn't break. You can't fix what you didn't break. We think we missed no, you ain't Bobisha the Builder. You're not Bobisha the Builder. Mm-mm. You know. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not by Bisha the builder. You got to fix yourself. And see, that's what happened when you're broken and you're a people pleaser. That's why people could sniff out. See, abusers, they can sniff out people like you and I, how I used to be. They can sniff us out because they can smell that vulnerability on us. They can smell it. It's like a dog. It's like they dogs. You know how dogs can smell other girl dogs? Them abusers, oh, they can smell that scent on you. They can smell that people pleasing scent. They can smell that void. They can smell it. It's a sin on you. And they gonna come for you. They don't have no intentions on loving you and helping you grow and heal. Y'all doing it together. They have no intentions. Their intentions is to use and abuse you. As much as you would let them. Oh yeah, they can sense it, Kendra. Oh, they can sense it. Yes, that empathy. Oh, they can smell that, Rochelle. And they'll use it to their advantage. Because that's when they come in talking about all of, they come in talking about all their traumas, that victimhood mentality. And you empathize with them because you don't have your trauma. Y'all trauma bonding. You don't have your trauma. They talking about what they don't been through in their childhood. You got childhood issues. You can relate because you broken. And now you trying to save them when you supposed to be trying to save yourself. And now you don't picked up that responsibility. Like you God, no. No. Tell them you're not God. Let them know you're not God. Give them back their stuff. You carry your own cross and you give them their cross. You don't sacrifice long enough. You don't been hung on that cross long enough. You don't play little God. You don't been little God for too long. Give them to big God. Give them to the one and true God, because you're not God. You made them a God in your life. You made them a God. They became your project. You made them a God so much you couldn't even focus on the God because you made them a God. They idolized you. You idolizing them. They became your project. Yes, they did. They became your project. You forgot all about God. This is another way you know that person is not your person. Because before you got with them, you had a relationship with God. And as soon as you got with them, you forgot all about God. You stopped going to church. You stopped reading your Bible. You stopped doing everything you used to do. Because you thought God sent that man to you. He ain't sent him. God is not going to send somebody who's going to take you away from him. This is how you know that's not your person. That's a counterfeit. If you got to struggle to worship and pray, that is not your person. If you believe in God, now I'm talking about the ones who say they believe in God, you had your relationship with God. I'm not talking about anyone else. If you got other religions, no, I'm talking about the ones who believe in God, who say they're a believer, or who's trying to walk and have a relationship with him. If your relationship just die off with God, that's not your person. He's a distraction. He's a distraction. Not all of your focus is on him, that man. You've been serving and doing everything for him. You don't tuck your eyes off God. You don't even open your Bible. You don't became what he wants you to be. You don't became what that man wants you to be. You don't change your whole identity. You don't even dress the same. He got you turning into some type of porn star. He don't saw porn. And you looking like who did it and who don't got away with it. You don't even look like yourself. Because you're trying to please him. You compromising and you're lowering your standards for him. That's telling the truth, shame the devil. Doing things you never thought you would do. Because you don't make him your God. Little G. Please. Got you doing tricks, turning over backwards, head standing on your head, doing all kind of stuff, cooking, cleaning. Only to realize none of that really matters. Still don't appreciate it. Still out there doing what he want to do. Mm-hmm. Still don't even. you running yourself raggedy. You're cooking, cleaning. You like Cinderella. You Cinderella in this joint. You doing it all. Joker still looking at you. I hope nobody ain't cockeyed on here. I always say cockeyed. I ain't picking at nobody. Still, you still. But that's all right. That's all right. That's why I talk about healing. Heal before you deal. And this is why I don't care what the world says. I don't care what the world says. I don't care what these podcasters say, because they're not speaking from a spiritual point of view. This is why sex should be off the table until you say I do. Excuse me. Sex should be off the table so you won't be getting tied up. Because if you don't have sex on the table, it'll be easy for you to walk away. Say, you know what? This relationship is not for me. We're not going to work out after dating a while. But when you don't jump in the bed, your emotions tied together, you think you're a thing and you think you're an item. No, you're not an item. You just, I don't want to say a jump off, but you just, yeah. You just something to pass time. And a lot of women get caught like that because they're so emotional. They're so emotional. You don't have to jump in the bed. Jumping in the bed don't equate to, I don't know if it's all that's the to love. Take your time. If a person trying to force you and getting mad because you don't want to jump in the bed, that's not your person. That's not your person. And if a person go against your belief, if you tell them you're celibate or abstinent or waiting, if they try to force you and go past your boundaries and standards, that's not your person. If that person can respect your standards and your boundaries and what you stand for, you should know that's a red flag. If they're not going to respect that, you think they're going to respect anything else? Come on now. We got to be smart here. We got to be smart. I don't know how we want to change the rules in the game. I don't know why we want to change and make stuff. See, that's what we got to stop doing. We got to stop trying to rewrite the narrative. You tell a person no to something and they press past that boundary, bye. Bye, Fred. Hope no Fred's not on here. You know how to say bye, Felicia. Bye, Fred. No. No. Until you go get yourself together, and that's a person who don't know how to take no for an answer, they have no self-control. Remember that. If a person don't know how to accept the word no and they get mad at you, or if you don't bend to what they want, if you say, no, I won't be able to go right now, they get upset with you. Or you ask them why do you want to know that, and they get upset. That's a person who lacks control. No control. But we'll come back and have this conversation later. But what I wanted to come talk to you about is, you come on, you put on your clothes. What time is it?
It's like 12 something.
Oh, we ain't gonna have time to go to the pool. Okay, go get dressed. You get dressed.
Mom, I thought you were gonna get ready and whatnot.
No, I was in here doing a live. Did you blow up your thing? No, because you were taking your time. So I said, I'm gonna get on here and do a live.
I was taking my time, so you decided to do a live.
Exactly, Kendra. Shy.
Tell Kendra that I said hi.
You just stay over there.
Tell your whole chat I said hi.
My son said hello to everyone.
Yeah, man.
He want to come my live so bad. I told him no. I be trying to keep him protected.
Every day.
I know. I do a live every day. Yes, I do.
You're trying to protect me
Yes.
from what possible danger?
No, I just don't need you in my live. This is my channel. I don't need to have you all splattered all over social media. Yeah, I have to keep some type of privacy.
Really?
You don't put all your business out on social media and your family and all that. You got to remember that. I know this is my family, but still got to be cautious and protect. Be cautious. And they said hi. Rubia said, love you bunches too. Exactly. Yes, Kendra. Yes. Yep. Yep. So let me go and take him to the pool before I get ready to go pick up my daughter. I bet you guys say she's always going to pick up her daughters. Yeah, I need to teach. They need to learn how to drive. They don't know how to drive yet. So I'm their person to Uber. Person to Uber and Lyft. Let's see, I'm their person to Uber. So I'm going to take them to the pool for like an hour or so. And then I'm going to...
Yours.
Yeah. You like that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yes, Rubia.
Mine.
Hi, Victoria. But let me get ready to take him so he can have time, so he won't be upset with me.
Tell them you'll be on live like later on today, cause you do like 2 a day for some
Just
reason.
that. Stop my business, please.
Every time you get out somewhere, you have to do a live for some reason.
That's
Just
what
saying, Mom.
Yeah, he does. He does, Kendra. He be trying to come in here all the time. Listen, I have to pray, ask God give me patience, because with him, these past 2,000 babies, I say past 2010, they just, you got to have a new way of parenting. You have to ask God to give you a new skill, a new type of patience. Listen, I'm not going to even fake the funk with y'all. A new type of patience. You hear me? A new understanding.
Mom.
Because I'm coming. Because, they're so vocal and so, they're not how we were. We were green. Our parents used to lie to us and tell us everything. These kids Google stuff. These kids Google stuff and get information. So you got to be honest with them. Listen, my son was 6. I think he was 6 or 7. He was Googling my name in the Google voice, Googling my name. I'm like, I'm glad I don't have a criminal record. I walked in the house, he Googling my name speaking into the Google, voice. I'm like, what type of stuff this is? These kids, they got knowledge. The Bible speaks of these kids having wisdom and stuff beyond their, beyond how we were.
Wait, which son? Me or Dad?
Yes, you.
Oh.
You way smarter than how your brother was. And another thing, I remember, and kids, they just want to make sure. I don't know, this technology, information is so vast. And I remember my son didn't believe me. He had two of his best friends to have a tragic accident. And I didn't believe that it was them. But I remember the name, right? He was in the 3rd grade. I'll never forget. He's in the 6th grade now. And he still talks about these friends. It was such a tragic accident. And it happened over Thanksgiving one year. And I didn't want to tell him. Yeah, the year too. I didn't want to tell him because those were his good friends, I used to go on trips with them and, I met those 2 little boys, And I didn't want him to learn about the death of those boys going back to school. So I told him about it. Don't you know this boy Googled? He Googled his friends' names. Googled and pulled up the article and read it.
I didn't put the name on.
What, you spoke it? Huh?
I didn't speak the name.
What you did? How you looked it up?
Oh, what's it called again? I said 2 young boys and a grandmother car.
Oh yes, he put the title. Yeah, yeah. But you don't have
we
to.
need to go.
Okay, we're gonna go. But yeah, these kids are different. So y'all just keep me in prayer with him, because I'm trying my best. Look, I'm trying my best. I'm not as young as I used to be. I had the other ones young. I'm a little older, so I'm asking God to help me. Help me do the best I could. But I'll talk to you all later. I got to go. because he's trying to get to the pool and he wants to have a little time in there. So talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.